I wanna get curious. Curious. I wanna get curious now. Hello, my friends. Good morning. Today we're going to be reading the story. Curious Judge visits the library. And I came with my friend. Say hi to everyone. His name is Judge. Are you curious, Judge? Okay, let's enjoy the story. This is George. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Today, George and his friend, the man with the yellow hat, were at the library. George had never been to the library before. He had never seen so many books before either. Everywhere he looked, people were reading. Some people read quietly to themselves. But in the children's room, the librarian was reading out loud. It was story hour. George loved stories. He sat down with a group of children to listen. The librarian was reading a book about bunny. George loved bunnies. Behind the librarian was a book about dinosaurs. George loved dinosaurs more. He hoped she would read it next. But next, the librarian read a book about train. But George tried to sit quietly and wait for the dinosaur book to be read. But sometimes it's hard for a little monkey to be patient. When the librarian started reading a story about jungle animals, George could not wait any longer. He had to go see the dinosaur book. He tiptoed closer. "Look, a monkey!" shouted a girl. The librarian put her finger to her lips. "We must be quiet so everyone can hear," she said nicely. "But there's a monkey," said the boy. The librarian nodded and smiled. She agreed. When she finished reading the jungle story, the librarian reached for the dinosaur book. Where did it go? And where was George? George was all ready to take the dinosaur book home and read it with his friend when another book caught his eyes. Funny joke. This book was about trucks. George wanted to take it home too. And here was a book about elephants. George loved elephants. He added it to his pile. George found so many good books. He soon had more than he could carry. He leaned against the shelf to rest. Squeak! Went the shelf. Shh! Said the man. Squeak! Went the shelf again. And it moved. Why? It wasn't really a shelf after all. George had found a special trolley for carrying his books. What? Look! Said a girl. Now George could carry all the books he wanted. He rolled the trolley between the shelves and scattered up books about boats and kites and baking cakes. He climbed higher to reach the books about the canoes and the planes. At last, George had all the books he could handle. He couldn't wait to head home and start reading his books. And right in front of him was a ramp leading to the door. George was curious. Could he really roll his trolley all the way home? Down the ramp George went. The trolley rolled faster and faster. Stop! A library volunteer shouted, "Come back here! Very fast! Come back with the trolley!" But George was too excited. He didn't listen. The trolley was picking up speed and George was having fun. Until crash! George and the trolley ran into a shelf of encyclopedia. Books flew up into the air, and so did George. He landed in a big pile right in between O and P. "Oh no!" moaned the volunteer when he saw the big mess George had made. "How am I going to put away all these books?" "I'd like to borrow this one," said the boy from the story hour. "And I would like this one," said the girl. With the help of George and other children, the books were sorted in no time. Soon there was just a small pile of George's favorite book left. "Would you like to take these books home with you?" the volunteer asked George. Then he took George to a special desk and helped him get his very own library card. George was holding his own brown new library card when his friend arrived with a stack of books of his own. "There you are, George," he said. "I see you are all ready to check out." George and his friend gave their books to the librarian. She smiled when she saw George's pile. I was wondering where the dinosaur book went, she said. It's one of my favorites too. The librarian stamped the books and handed them back to George. With the books under his arm, George waved goodbye to the volunteer, the librarian, and the children from the story arc. Come and see us again, George, the librarian said, waving back. Enjoy your books. And he did. The end of my story. Hey guys, welcome back. Did you enjoy the story? Curious George visits the library. Have you heard of the saying also that goes, curiosity kills the cat? When you are too curious, you can put yourself in trouble. But I love Curious George for something. He's optimistic. He's determined. He goes for whatever he wants. Be like Curious George in the positive way. Okay, bye. Say bye. Bye.